What does it take in 2024 to be a great manager?
I think the majority of managers that are seeing success in 2024 are managers that are just deal makers, because to the good part of it, you want to pick up an artist in 2024 that just has it super clear, right? Because it's so hard to develop an artist nowadays that really it's about the artist that has already connected with an audience in some sort of way, who has an idea of what his music needs to be, who has some clarity on his visuals, so that you don't have to do the heavy lifting, because you're gonna hit a hard wall. It's really hard to break a new artist and develop a new artist. So you might as well, for business sake and time's sake, find someone who just has it really clear and just be a good connector and deal maker. So, I would say that that's the biggest thing in today's world, is really trying to find a talent that is way farther than what it would have been when me and you were in the business and starting, and you really believed in the talent from zero, and you helped them find their sound, their image. That's just really hard nowadays, you know? Now you can suggest things, but artists feel like they're the gods already, right? They feel like they can control, they don't need labels, they can reach an audience without a manager, so they can just go on TikTok. So they come with a different ego, a different persona, and that manager role becomes more of a deal maker, more than anything else, like a guiding force. But less and less, what I'm noticing is, in the managers that I know, less and less creative input on those things, because artists tend to run away from that,
Yeah, well, because they have access to the audience.
Yeah, which for me, and even for A&Rs, I think the A&R job inside labels have become a little unnecessary to a point to some artists, because, they're coming in. Most artists are turning in their projects already done.
Before they're already signed.
And so that's why you see these labels, joining forces and, killing some CEOs so that there's only one CEO for the whole one area, or moving towards just doing distribution deals. It's hard to get an artist to sign now a real recording agreement. Like now you got to do licensing agreements where they own the masters and you don't own anything, or distribution deals, because artists just don't feel like they need anybody. So as a manager, you have to be okay to be that babysitter, which, like, for me, I'm not excited to be a manager anymore in today's world, because you lost that creativity. And I think great managers are great visionaries, because again, you put the vision in play, you're a great coach. And so imagine you're a coach and you have a bunch of players who don't want to listen to your play, like to the plays that you're calling. You'll be like, why am I coaching? All over the place.
Yeah, why am I coaching? Yeah.
At that point, I'm just a GM. I turn more into being able to draft a player and let them play and hope we win,
Yeah. Become the GM, the owner of the team. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
So you speak on that manager side of thing, and it's like, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, where, this world of management and 20% commissions, but you're starting out. For those who do start out with the artist from anew, talk to me about what's your feeling in terms of that world of like the commissions versus a partnership, like a real partnership on paper, like any other company?
Here's the thing, and it's different levels, right? But I think if you're a manager of an artist that's just starting out, the honest truth is you deserve 50% of that business. And I'll tell you why. The reality is, at that moment, that artist is needing your guidance, your financial support, your relationships. And a lot of times, especially like, let's say if I come into a new artist, like I have already my relationships. I already have the understanding of the business. I already have the knowledge. I'm not learning that with you side by side. I already have it.
You've established this already.
I've established this.
So as an established manager,
I'm coming in. I always tell people, here's the thing. If I'm an investor in, say, a restaurant and you're the chef, you might know how to cook, but you don't know how to run a restaurant. If I'm a restaurateur, I already know how to run it. I can put the money up for the location. I know how we're gonna make it big. You just cook? Great, we're 50-50 partners. You cook, I run the restaurant that's gonna make us all the money. So to me, it's like the partnership of manager and artist should be a real partnership. It should be, because I'm putting the same sacrifice. I'm giving my same hours as you are. I'm late at the studio. I'm sacrificing my family the same way. I'm putting my own money into paying my flights and stuff because you don't have money to pay me yet.
That's it.
I'm pushing you in every single way. I'm creatively with you. I'm taking the fights. I'm taking your babysitting, because a real manager solves the other person's personal problems on top of that. So there needs to be that. And I agree that if the artist then blows up and becomes, I don't know, the Weeknd, then you can start lowering the percentage of a manager as that goes, because guess what? Now I don't have to chase so many opportunities. They're coming to us.
Right.
Guess what? You are now, your touring is all set. You know how to work in the studio. Your relationships are set. So now I become a manager of a studio. I become an investor, an operator. So I'm going to lower that level of percentage to match my duties and my jobs that I'm doing now, because probably I've also moved on. Probably now I have a company and a team. So I'm going to lower that. But at the beginning, the first couple of years, the first contract should be 50-50. We should be us working together with one goal to build partnership, to build a business, an entity together. And when the tables turn, you kind of go down. But unfortunately, it wasn't set like that, and people look at it as a bad. But I just think, look, if you talk to the majority of major managers, on the way up, they've lost their marriages. They are unhealthy eating. Their level of stress can cause health issues. They're sacrificing their body for your dream. So if you're making 80% of the million, you're living a lifestyle where you can be affording private jets. I might still not be able to afford first-class flights.
Right.
How is that fair?
On a 20% commission.
How is that fair?
Yeah.
I got to pay taxes.
You got to think about that. If the artist is making $1 million, you know, and you're doing 10% of that or 20%, that's $200,000, right? Or let's say,
and you got to, and you're investing.
Or let's say they make $100,000.
You're making 20 grand.
You're making 20 grand.
That's less than minimum wage.
Yeah. Even at
more work.
Even at $200,000, it's 40 grand at 20%. Yeah. And there's a crazy amount. It's
more work, less hours, unhealthy time, pushing you, believing you, dealing with your emotions, dealing with your humanly is not, in any other business, it doesn't work like that.
And I would even argue, like, if you're starting out at the same place, 50-50.
Yeah.
Even if you're starting out at the same place, if you don't have the relationships, because you're both putting in a crazy amount of work 100%. To figure it out.
And when you look at it like...
Because it's rare that you'll find the artist who, and I've said this before, like, my situation with Jessie was very rare where, like, we were able to build a real business. I got commissions. She paid me. I was the one who stepped away, like, from the business on good terms. Everything was fine, and I got paid out what was owed to me, which was a good amount. Yeah. I'm the rarity in this case. I've talked to a lot of people who it doesn't go down that way whatsoever. And that's when I start to look at the other side of the things where you're talking about. It's like, yo, how do you make this a little more equitable for everybody, right?
Well, and bro, we're humans just like the artists are.
Yeah.
We add importance. Now, mind you, yes, like everything else, there's managers that suck and are lynching on, right?
A lot of managers.
A lot of them. But when you have a good one, when you're seeing the changes in your life, when you see the before and after, if you don't value that, more than anything else, I think that's where managers get butthurt, because you're like, wait, more than anything else, I really have put my life on the line for you.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. As a manager, I've taken 1,000 flights. I've been away from my family. I've been away from situations. I've taken the stress for the artists to solve their issues. I've been there for their personal matters. I solve everything. And then when you get sick, you don't even get a phone call. So then, it's just pure business. So if it's pure business, well, if I'm going to be the restaurateur and you're the chef, I want to put it on 50%.
Paper. Put it on paper if it's pure business.
So it's interesting, and again, you know, some artists will go off on this and will create commotion, but it's the reality, man. You value people around you, value the humans around you, the good ones, right? Because there's obviously bad people, but value the good ones, because when they're gone, you feel it.
Yeah.
Multiple artists, career-wise, have shown that when they change managers, their career has started to flop. And then they start understanding, like, oh, you need a reality check. Yeah. It wasn't just you. It's a team effort.
For sure.
You know, it's a team effort that it takes to win every championship. Even when you play individual sports, when you play tennis, you didn't get there by yourself. You got there with, you know, your parent, the coaches, people putting money into you for a long time to get there. When you're an artist, it takes a crew. It takes a team.
Bro, even you talk about MJ, Michael Jordan, like, you know, if you watch The Last Dance, he may not like Jerry Krause, but he's not winning those championships without Jerry Krause. Obviously he's not winning it without his talents, his work ethic and dedication. But you need Pippen, you need Horace, you need 100%. Kerr, you need the whole team.
Even if you're a race car driver, right?
Yeah, bro.
Perfect example.
That's a great example. Because
Okay,
you think it's one person driving
you think
that
it's
fucking
you racing,
car.
but the car fails. I don't care how good of a racer you are. Max Verstappen in the last race, his car failed.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're the best driver in the world.
Yeah.
Your car sucks. If you're Lewis Hamilton's 7-time championship, your car has sucked the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Guess what? It doesn't work. And that's a team effort. It takes a lot of team, a lot of people that are sacrificing, that are traveling with you, that are in the shop, like scratching their heads, stressing themselves out, that their job's on the line, their livelihood's on the line for you.
Yeah.
And that the only world where that's not appreciated is music. Because in film and television, you have a guild for everything. You're a screenwriter, you have a protector's guild. You're directors, you have a guild. You like those people are protected.
Explain what a guild is real quick.
Guild is call it an association, just like a, what is it they call it in work? Like a union.
Union, yeah.
It's a union of set up to protect the rights of you as an employee of the operation you're doing, right? And those unions, protect under bad working conditions, wages, minimum things, credits. But in the music, nah. In music, you're just
Wild Wild West,
the
bro.
Wild Wild West, and it's kind of crazy because it's disrespectful to the humans that make the machine move for every artist, and a lot of times, bro, even if it's the minimal thing, you need everything. I value my agents that do the touring for me. I value the staff. I value my assistants.
Yeah.
I can't operate without my assistants, so I don't believe in treating my assistants as shit.
Yeah,
You're a
for
human
sure.
being. I'm
For
gonna
sure.
treat you the same. You're gonna eat at the same table I eat because I can't function healthy if you're not here.
Right. That's a fact.
So imagine when you're a manager, but you get treated like crap all the time. Because man, managers take a beating, bro. Managers take a beating, brother. Artists forget to look in the mirror and realize that 95% of them are not easy to deal with.